Our first guest is a returning friend from season 2. Go watch our first discussion with him on our channel if you want to see the proper introduction. We're happy to have the chance to talk to, yet again, the very funny and very talented David Pressman. How's it going, Dave?
Fellas, a delight to be back.
Thank you very much for coming back.
Sing across the sky on a blaze of glory.
We've had a few new virus variants since we last spoke, and 2022 has been a real dickhead to most of our celebrity idols. So we're happy to see that you're still kicking. How have things been in general?
I mean, you guys are in Florida, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, California's handled it a little bit differently than Florida.
A little bit.
It's finally kind of opened up here. You know, I fucking hated it. I hated being here, like trapped. So now I'm saying yes to a lot of things. It's like someone invites me to a party or anything, even if I don't really like them that much, I'm going to go because I miss people and all that stuff.
He's doing a Nicolas Cage. He's saying yes to anything.
There seriously wasn't really any change here at all.
Not for us, not for me, because we don't hang around people anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but it just in general in Florida, like
Santos just opening everything. That's a story for another day. Whatever. Yeah, a story for another day.
It's a Wild West out here in the East.
Well, we're glad to see that you're back out in society. Now, I do want to say, last time we talked about your brief performance with the love of my life. And thank you for being a friend, Betty White, and how your main goal was for her to like you. Now, it sucked to see her go. It really, really did. But then my house is no longer full. Mr. Bob Saget goes. Man, it's just been so devastating lately, man. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, they're dying right and left. It sucks. All these legends. You know, I got to do a little something with Bob Saget. It was like 3 or 4, like before the pandemic. That was cool.
Yeah, I watched that. Who the F is Mike Young? And you guys were so great in it. It looked like you got to improv a little bit.
Bob, you all right? Pressman, let me ask you a question. How does it feel to take someone's idea and just sell it to a studio and make a fucking fortune and you don't even reach out? I should take your shaved head and shave it again. Because you know what? I can do any fucking thing I want because that's what I can do.
I didn't steal your idea, Bob. I was working on Naked and Afraid for years before we even met.
Hey, we had Naked. You added Afraid and sold it.
I'm your dentist, Bob. The show was a fluke. I just saw your wife in the office on Thursday.
Yes, I know. She came home swollen, you molar fucker. She looks like a sad, crying blowfish.
It was so absurd between like the Naked that you work for Naked or you were on Naked and Afraid, and he calls you a molar fucker.
Yeah.
And just like, was that all off the cuff? Did you guys improv that?
Actually, all my stuff was scripted, and he just went off.
He did go off.
Yeah, he definitely went off. But he was just a super nice guy, you know, very chill. I remember like in the scene we're playing basketball, we're in a gym, and you know, we're all wearing t-shirts and stuff. And Bob said, I need to wear a jacket over my t-shirt. And the director, who was Kevin Conley, who played E on Entourage, he was like, why do you need it? Because my nipples are really hard and I'm embarrassed. So they're always hard. Maybe that's not a great story to tell.
No, that's actually funny because which if anybody's missing Bob Saget, you can go to like Bob Saget is Here For You. He was doing a podcast. They started before the pandemic. Everybody else started it during the pandemic. He started it before, but you just get Bob Saget Unfiltered there. But I was listening to his episode with Bill Maher last night, and he brought up a different story where he was ashamed of his boobs because he was on a plane. And that stuff happened with his name's gonna slip my mind right now, and the comedian turned politician whose name I can't remember, who got Al
Franken.
Who was it?
Al Franken.
Yes, Al Franken. He did the picture where he was mock grabbing and got in trouble for it. So Bill Maher recreated that picture with Bob Saget, who was really asleep on the plane on their way back from Hawaii, and he was like, as a comedian, it was really funny, but as a human being, I was ashamed because that was at a point in my life when I wasn't very happy with my body, with my figure, and my boobs were just out.
His boobs were out, and apparently his nipples were always hard.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's my type of party. Now, in 1989 into 1990, you starred in 9 episodes of the final season of Newhart at Art Rusnick, should I say. Mr. Rusnick, let me pronounce it correctly. Can you tell us about that experience and what was it like performing in front of a live studio audience?
Okay, so that was one of my first jobs. I was 25. I was a nervous wreck every single time that the audience came in. And then, working with, Bob Newhart and Peter Scolari was on that show, and Tom Poston, who was a legendary shticky comedian back in the day. And I remember my parents would come to the tapings, and I remember I watched actually a couple of old episodes, and I could hear my parents actually laughing in the audience, which was actually kind of cool. Yeah. It was just a great experience. I learned so much. I was a lot younger than most of them, and they all took me under their wing, and they were very nice to me. And I was just looking around like, how am I working with Bob Newhart? That's crazy. And I was just hired to do a couple. I was a manager of a shoe store, and I guess Bob apparently said, hey, that kid's funny. You should bring him back. And that's how I kept going. And I got to be in that kind of iconic last episode of the show, which was really cool.
So you didn't hear you didn't hear your parents laughing on the shooting it live. You heard it on the rerun. Was that typical? Like when you're performing, were you tuning out the audience in general, or did it become just chatter in the background?
You hear the audience. I just didn't hear also, I was just, as I said, I was a nervous wreck. Yeah. So I was just like, oh my God. But when you go out there and you get your first laugh, and it's, just this gigantic laugh, it just feels so good. And then you just feel settled in. If you don't get a laugh, you're like, oh shit, this is terrible. And then the sweat comes down like the Albert Brooks in broadcast news, and you're just like, oh my God.
Unless you're Norm Macdonald, then you're just kind of silently getting off on it.
Yeah, I don't have that in me. I need people to laugh, to like me.
Yes. When I was looking up, doing the research for this interview, I saw something that was pretty funny. There seems to be a bit of a wiki controversy surrounding your character on Newhart and how it is listed on Wikipedia. Someone issuing a formal inquiry demanding that a modification be considered. They said, David Pressman, yes, this person who wants clarification, David Pressman appeared as Mr. Rusnack in 9 episodes. That's the same as Mrs. Goodard. And more than Bev or Dr. Kaiser, he deserves to be listed under the recurring characters heading 2605:E000E :2FC0:E. And it goes on for some time with, how do you feel about this?
I mean, whoever, that guy is a hero or woman is a hero. I mean, yeah, I should be listed in the recurring. I mean, for God's sakes.
I mean, yeah,
you're all I can say about that.
Yeah.
I mean, good grief. I mean, that's what I'd say. Another word I'd say, are you okay over there?
Yeah, I mean, so.
Oh, that's what it was. From Scooby-Doo. Shaggy. So now, in 1992, you were in an episode of Blossom, and that episode happened to be directed by the original Hulk, Mr. Bill Bixby. Now, we know your time was likely brief, but do you remember anything in particular about working with him?
Actually, I was there for a week. Sitcoms, they take you go in on Monday and you read through the script, and then you rehearse all week, and then Friday, usually the audience comes in and you do your thing. My whole bit, the other actor's name is Andrew Newman, who's actually become a really good friend of mine. And we were playing pool at a sports bar, and then we get in a fight with Joey and his dad. And there was some of the scene where Andrew and I are just in the background playing pool, and Bill Bixby was directing, it's Ted Wass and Joey Lawrence. And we were chatting it up in the background. And suddenly Bill Bixby just turns to us and goes, "Gentlemen, please." Really angry. And I thought, oh no, here comes Hulk. Because you won't like him when he's angry. So after that, we were on our best behavior.
Wardrobes in the back, whispering, get a change of clothes ready.
I'm just happy that we found a way to bring Marvel into every episode now.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's Hulk. Yeah.
And actually, that's awesome. That episode is where I met Christine Taylor, who's Ben Stiller's wife.
Oh, nice.
And that's how I got in that whole. She was the part of the waitress, and then we became roommates after that.
And then the threesome. or the group, the orgy happened shortly
You're thinking
after.
about Zoolander.
Let's just
Yeah,
leave.
you don't mean in real life.
I was trying to leave the context out of it to, get the algorithm going.
I mean, I tried in real life, but it didn't work.
Hey, we all shoot our shots, right?
Well, I appreciate that. That's cool though. So if not for that episode, we may have never talked because Christine Taylor brought you to Tropic Thunder, and that was the
Right.
reason why that
All
we
worked
got
out.
acquainted.
All
So,
worked out.
Yeah.
and I'm so glad that you took that. Like a true comedian would, like Bill Bixby. I was not even expecting the punchline or that you pissed him off.
Yeah. Yeah, we pissed him off.
In 1996, you starred in an episode of Married with Children as Mike. You were riding around with Al Bundy, like shooting them like a cop style episode. By this time, 9 years into the series, it had already become like a part of the cultural zeitgeist. So, were you a fan of that universe before becoming a part of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I watched Married with Children. It was awesome to be on that show. I was so excited when I got that job, and everyone was super nice. And it was going like this because, would you say, like the ninth year? It was on for so long.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was a super fun experience. I saw Ed O'Neill get really angry.
Oh, fun.
That was kind of cool. So in the episode, I'm the cameraman for the show Cops, and I'm following him around.
Yeah.
And he goes into a house and he shoots a gun at a radio, and the gun and the bullets both explode the radio. So there was a special effects thing, and the radio exploded, but a piece of the radio hit Ed in the face, and everyone was like, "Oh!" And he took his gun, which was a rubber gun but kind of heavy, and just threw it wildly into the darkness where all the cameras were and everything. And I was like, "Oh, someone just died."
Yeah.
But no, and everyone was just quiet, and everyone apologized. And I was like, "Please don't hurt me, Ed." No, Ed's a big dude. Like he was he played for the Steelers. Went to some preseason games for the Steelers.
No, I know that. I've seen.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know it, like,
Okay.
but I've seen the picture. Like,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Are you're not a sports person at all?
not at all. I mean, I like
Okay.
shuffleboard.
All right, that's good. That's fine.
Yeah, a
I
little
enjoy that.
where you toss the
Okay.
beanbags,
Okay.
horseshoe, just where you stand, like where the majority is standing is.
Now, let me go into something a little bit more cooler because I don't know what you got going on. But I'm glad your nipples aren't hard. He's talking about sports. Now, you would cross paths with Kelly Bundy, aka Miss Katie Seagal, again in 2002 with
Kelly Bundy.
What do you mean?
So let me school you.
Uh-oh.
Kelly, it was not Kelly Christina Applegate.
Good job. There we
Okay.
go. So I apologize. Damn you, man.
Yeah,
Fuck that. All right.
they're with your '90s white sweethearts.
Okay. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to do Buffy the Vampire Slayer next.
You can edit that part out.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, he won't. He's gonna make me look like an ass.
All right.
All right, because I made him look like an ass. Now your paths would cross with, you know what? She did a hell of a job on that biker show. Katie Seagal, she's one of my favorites, right?
Mhm.
Again in 2002 with Imagine That, Hank Azaria's show. Now, IMDb, take this with a grain of salt, credits you in 5 of the 6 episodes, but we've also read that it was also pulled after 2 episodes. Now, does that mean that 4 episodes exist somewhere in the multiverse?
Yes, they do. I have them, but I think it probably exists other places too. But yeah, 2 episodes, they were like, nope, let's take this show off the air.
It's crazy. Hank Azaria seems like he tried so many different times with these different vehicles, and none of them seemed to click, even though they were all like critically great.
Yeah, they were super high on that show, and then it just didn't work out. And it was Katie Seagal and Josh Malina and Susie Nakamura, all really hilarious, funny people. Playboy Playmate Julia Schultz, who I'm still friends with. I had to keep friends with her because, I mean, she's a Playboy Playmate. But that was a really fun experience.
Awesome.
I wish they aired them all.
Now, do you remember any of your lines as Nino from Malcolm and Eddie?
I remember. So in that episode, I'm a prisoner, a bad guy in jail, and my buddy is Tiny Lister, the actor who played Debo in the Friday movie.
Rest in peace. Rest in
Yes.
peace. That's my boy Paul.
I've worked with a lot of dead people.
Okay.
And he was super nice dude. And I think in the scene, well, there's a couple of scenes, but we're in the jail cell with him and with all of us together, Eddie Griffin, Malcolm Jamal Warner, and the 2 of us. and Eddie Griffin and Malcolm Jamal Warner are quizzing Tiny Lister about Black history. And he doesn't know, they mentioned a bunch of names like Rosa Parks. He doesn't know who that is. Harriet Tubman doesn't know who that is. And then Malcolm Jamal Warner says, well, how about Kunta Kinte? And then I say, oh yeah, that's the guy from Star Trek.
That's a line. That's a line.
So that was the one I remembered.
Tiny Lister still didn't know.
And you were like a hard guy that Malcolm or Eddie was trying to impersonate, and then you end up coming back, right? And you confront them. Were you surprised when you? Because I mean, just in our brief interactions, I don't take you as a hard guy. Like what
are you saying?
I don't.
Hey, take your glasses off and look him in the eye.
This is just pay.
I will fucking kill you.
See, you see what I'm talking? There you go. I knew it. I fucking Thomas Sedell. As soon as he took the glasses off.
An actor. Okay, that was just payback for calling us pussies earlier. I had.
That's true. Well, you guys are.
I didn't get that message. He called you a pussy.
No, it was plural.
Oh well, for you too.
Okay.
No, for sure, you guys are both pussies. But anyway, listen. So you know what? Because I've had this look for a while, so some people can pretend. I can, maybe scary, Nazi guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. We've only seen you in like interview format, friendly. When as soon as you took the glasses off and shifted the eyes, it was.
I saw it behind the glasses.
Yeah.
That's why I don't.
I can certainly be an asshole.
Yeah. Oh, donkey.
Now I'm wondering what else is in the closet.
In 2004.
Interesting question.
Now, in 2004, you played the most elusive character ever.
Terrence Myers. Baby, isn't he the guy dating a Bay City kitty?
Terrence Myers in Starsky and Hutch.
Did you say Terrence Myers?
What was it like to be shot by Vince Vaughn and not with a camera?
You were going to tell us about Terrence Myers.
That was also a super fun experience. I knew Vince a little bit just because growing up in LA, I met him years ago, right before he did Swingers. Nice guy. He's very much that guy, off camera. I don't know. That was fun. I remember I get shot and I just have to fall back onto some mats. And then they had a stuntman that looked eerily like me. And then he flipped off the boat.
What's that like when you meet the stunt guy for the first time and he's dressed up like hey man, hey, is there an awkwardness or just a weirdness to that at all?
I think it's kind of funny. It's just the manlier version of me, much like he's gonna do the hardcore stuff. And it's funny, as an actor, you want to be like the macho. He goes, I can do this. I'm fine. I can do this stunt. But no, I will die, and it's just not worth it.
He's kept Nicolas Cage's doppelganger employed for 40 years, so he's not complaining at all.
But then they had to make a dummy of me because I'm lying dead at one point, and on the rocks, and I had to go to this place, and they made a whole plaster thing of me and wrap you and stuff, and they wouldn't let me keep it though because they said it was too expensive. So somewhere there is my head somewhere in some office.
That's
they're never going to use again, but it's too expensive to give to him.
Yeah,
weird. So weird.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of dying, have you been to Cinemorgue?
No.
Okay, it's a website that compiles fictionalized deaths. You have a page on there. I linked it in the PDF with the questions. If you so choose to go to it. But to summarize, you have 4 deaths on there. We were wondering if there's a personal favorite for you between getting shot to death by Steve Hines in Monk, exploding in a helicopter in Independence Day, incinerated in Charmed, or getting shot and left in the sea by Vince Vaughn.
I gotta go with Independence Day.
Yes.
Because it was just kind of also that shot is always everywhere. So I think that's probably
the
my
backdrop of the White House just getting blown up in a helicopter.
It's a cinematic classic shot now.
Yeah, it is the biggest way to die. You're gonna get the most headlines with that one for sure.
Biggest way to die is by being killed by Andre the Giant, man. Get your knowledge up. In 2005, you worked on the episode of the first season of Weeds. Great show. What is that experience like, especially working with Mary Louise Parker? She is
here's the thing.
Attractive.
I didn't have anything with Mary Louise Parker.
Oh, I thought you might have been,
That's for him.
Could you at least smell her perfume from the room?
Yeah, that's creepy, but yeah, sure. If you want me, I can pretend that
okay.
I did that. No, but you're right. She's very attractive. You have a crush on her.
Oh, very, very much so.
Oh, okay.
She's just so damn cool too. It's not
Yeah.
one. It's like one thing for her to be very, very attractive, but she's just like she's in a show called Weeds.
Is she ice cool?
I mean,
Is she ice cool?
yeah.
Your shirt.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the poster from season 1 with her in the green with the weed plant behind her.
Didn't Billy Crudup, that's his name, the actor, right? Didn't he leave her when she was pregnant for Claire Danes? That's the story.
I did hear that, but I can't confirm or deny.
I believe that's the story.
I've made a habit of not looking up like anything about her personal life because I want to
go down that rabbit hole.
I'm about Nancy Botwin. I just
easy boy. Bring it in.
Well, you should know that because you should even feel worse for her. You should comfort her in some way.
Well,
she
I
could
mean,
use a hug probably.
I just didn't know that was the outcome. I thought that for sure she would be with somebody that would never ever leave her once they had her, unless they were just a big dipshit.
I'm so glad.
Oh, there you go.
In this episode, so she doesn't know what you truly look.
Crud up, fud up.
All right.
That's right.
You're talking. All right. Way off top. That was way too long spent just off that topic. I'm sorry. Blades of Glory. It's 2007. You posed the question at the news conference that essentially sets Will Ferrell off.
Didn't you once say, and I quote, Jimmy McElroy is a lifeless robot on the ice?
Was there more back and forth shot with that than what made the final cut?
Yeah, but first of all, do you think the movie would have been better if Mary Louise Parker was in it?
Absolutely. That's true. Mary Louise Parker and Christian Bale could make any movie better.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
For very different reasons.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but both attractive people.
Absolutely. Just, if that's, yeah.
He's leading you down the rabbit hole. Don't you see what's happening here, man?
I'm following the carrot.
I want you to start saying some weird shit. So that experience was great. I always loved Will Ferrell. He was like a comedy hero for me. So getting to do that job. And I remember going down to the sports arena, which is no longer in LA. It's where the Clippers used to play. I know this doesn't mean anything to you. The Clippers used to play and USC used to play. So there, and then so we're in the press conference, right? That's what happened. Mm-hmm. And so I have my line. I'm wearing this kind of like black and white kind of loud sweater. And I say my line and he says his line. And then he says, "Where'd you get that sweater?" And I was like, "Oh no, Will Ferrell is improvising with me." I started to panic, and I just said, I was like, "Oh, my mom made it for me." And then he's like, "Well, what's it made out of?" And for some reason, I just went, "A human skin." And then I just hear cut, and I think the directors wanted no part of that.
Did you know that there was a Nick Swartz? I think it was Nick Swartzen said a line similar to Andy Samberg. That could have almost been a running theme because Nick Swartzen talked about wearing John Heater's skin to his birthday.
Yeah, I want to wear it to my birthday.
That could have been.
I forgot about that. Maybe that's why they were like, "Nope."
I would have been like, yeah, that's a nice callback. Something's funnier when you poke it one more time.
But I was just like, "Oh my God, I'm improvising with Will Ferrell."
Yeah, to not be prepared for that moment. Yeah, I felt the pressure of that with just like a scene with him where he takes it off script and just I mean, no offense, but you're not Will Ferrell. But I even felt a certain sense of pressure in that scenario. I couldn't imagine sitting there in that large, all the extras and everything.
Yeah, everyone there, and the guy that played the reporter, actor named Jim Connor, who's awesome. Right after that happened, he turned to me and he goes, "You done fucked up." It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
So was him saying, "I'm not Will Ferrell." You're right. He's not Tony.
Well, I know you got the next question, but it's a perfect segue into because you talk about like having this admiration for Will Ferrell, loving what he does. So I was wondering, because from our interactions, you are a very funny guy. Like I could easily see you. I would watch a film with you as the leading funny guy, like the guy at the top of the credits, the Will Ferrell, the Jim Carrey, the Adam Sandler. I think you have the ability, just from our brief interactions and just seeing your posts and stuff and your intuition for comedy on social media. Do you view yourself in that way? And is there any I'm not saying that you would be a resentful person, but do you ever feel like the temptation for resentment to creep in, or do you just look at Will Ferrell and think he's where he should be and I'm where I should be?
First of all, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
I mean,
No, I listen, if that came my way, I think I would relish it. I'm just happy to be working. And I'm just happy to have, sometimes there's smaller parts, but they're pretty funny that I get to do. I'm so fine with not being the star.
that's cool.
I'm fine.
That's
If it happened, that'd be awesome. But no, I love what I do.
Love it, man. He's a humble guy. Now that was a great answer. I do like that. Now let me ask you this: what was Josh Gordon and Will Speck like to work with?
I mean, the only thing I really had with them is when they said cut when I did that line. They didn't really talk much to me. They just they sat me down and then I did it.
And then let Will Ferrell just take off on you.
That's basically what it was.
Threw him to the wolves and then called it off.
Well, he had on an epidermis sweater. Why not? Skin sweater.
Well, I mean, that's funny that you brought up the sweater, because I almost put the question in here. Like, was that the same question Will Ferrell posed? Where did you get that sweater from? Was it props, or did you wear that?
That was wardrobe. No, that was there. That was there.
Did they give it to you, or did you pick it out?
No, they gave it to me.
Okay.
Did you get to keep the sweater?
I did not.
Too expensive. All right.
It's true. They don't let you keep a lot of wardrobe. The wardrobe, it's expensive and shit. They don't want you to take it.
So you might see somebody else in the same sweater in a different movie.
They'd be like, "That's my fucking sweater."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where'd you get it from? What was your favorite scene in the movie?
That's hard. That movie is so funny. Anything that Will Ferrell was doing in that movie, I just thought was fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
He just killed me. So I don't have a specific scene. I also love the ending when they just sail off.
Yeah.
Kind of so bizarre and just so cool. I remember going to the premiere of that and how you could tell there that it was going to be just like a classic, because how people were reacting to that. And you can always tell if a movie is good, if the premiere party people stay super late.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know that it's probably going to be it.
It's a classic. I mean, that's really putting it down there. Like, I love classics that come out of nowhere. When Hangover came out, I didn't expect it to be Hangover. When this came out, I was like, I'll watch it. 10 minutes in, I'm like, turn my fucking phone off. Nobody better call me. And where's the weed? Now, before we move on from Blaze of Glory, is there any particular memory on set, off set with a particular person, or just in general that you have that you think fans would like to know about?
I just think that memory that I shared about, the Will Ferrell thing and the other, and Jim Connor saying that to me. That was it. The rest of it, again, I was just so nervous being around all those people and having to talk to Will Ferrell.
Wow. Yeah. But did Will Ferrell say anything to you afterwards about that?
He did not.
Hey.
No, they went to their big trailers and I just went home.
I got to get a trailer one day, man.
I don't think I could do that. I admittedly, I think I have a little bit too much entitlement issues to be like, why does he get to go to, and I got to go back to
30 years of working my ass off. That's why, kids.
I mean, you still get you still get trailers. They're kind of roomy. They're just not as cool as the big stars.
Yeah. I don't think I have the personality to backseat.
I can see you wanted to get away from everyone.
I've tried to help other people with their films, and it's just like I should just be making my own thing right now. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a good trait. So it's a very
I get that though.
All right,
but you would take a back seat to Mary Louise Parker, I'm guessing.
Back seat, front seat,
any seat,
car seat. I don't.
He's going to go on a diatribe. So listen, I want to ask. Now, there's a photo of you holding a monkey
there is.
Yes, from Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
How much interaction? Because I feel like Kramer on that episode. Oh, the poor little monkey. It's not my fault. How much interaction did you have with this monkey, and how awesome was that experience? So now you're technically an actor.
I'm going to have a lot of interaction with a monkey after all of this.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You said you wanted weird.
And there he goes.
Oh, are you going to do weird stuff to a monkey? Okay, let's not get into that. Anyway.
To my monkey.
Oh, to your monkey.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
Mary Louise Parker spanked the monkey. Yeah, I was drawing.
This is getting disturbing. Anyway.
It's the way.
But I like it. I'm on board with you.
Thank you.
You know, as a kid, you always wanted a monkey. You know, like a pet monkey. So getting to play with a monkey in my 40s, I will say that the trainer would get very mad if you called it a monkey. It's a chimpanzee.
Oh, okay.
Very upset.
My apologies to the monkey community.
And at one point, the monkey's in my arms and doing a scene, and the monkey was chewing on its shirt, and they didn't want that. So I took the t-shirt and removed it from its mouth, and the monkey just growled at me, like really scary. And I turned to the trainer, and he looked panicked, and he was just like, no. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I just took the monkey very slowly and gave it back, because they could kill you. They could scratch your eyes out.
Yeah.
And another scene, the monkey has to take its finger and rub away a tear, because I'm so moved by getting a monkey. And I was like, oh my God, this could be it. And the monkey did this, and it was okay.
That would have been the most pussified obituary ever, to die on the set of Drake and Josh from the hands of a monkey. Like, after all the stuntmen that stepped in for you to get shot off boats, a monkey
that blew up in Independence Day. Yeah, monkey got him right by the eye. All right, yeah, all right, cool. All right.
Yeah,
that's awesome. But yeah, it would be a dream to interact with a monkey. That would. You wouldn't even have to like act happy in that situation. You never dreamt of like
no, my dreams are just wet dreams. I don't know what type of dreams you're having. I'm
daydreams.
So that's a problem. Now, in 2009, you're one of the few people who got to play in a live action character, in a sense, on Family Guy, who actually sold one of his episodes. Now, with that being said, playing on that actually did happen. Playing on the shoving incident with shoving buddies.
He's got an interjection.
Hold on. Can I hear more about him? You have an episode stolen?
Yeah. It's called.
I didn't even hear that. I blocked that out.
I know you did. Okay. I'll go ahead and tell you. It's called Handi Quest. It's on YouTube. I think Family Guy aired it about 4 years after we did it. It was his idea. I did the voices. He did the voices.
It's a conspiracy. It wasn't stolen. It could have been stolen. The idea were very similar. I made a cartoon about a handicapped duck named Handi Quack.
Now, with that being said, let me stop you right
Peter
there.
Griffin made a cartoon about.
Would make those ideas cannot be similar unless someone sold y'all the same drugs from 10,000 states away. A cartoon called Handi Quack about who could be that sick and evil. There's only one person on earth to do that, and that's you.
But I do have him to thank for it, because that video on YouTube got like 11,000, 12,000 views, mostly because of people looking for Family Guy Handi Quack, and then they get to mine, and the comments are just like, what a ripoff. You ripped off Seth MacFarlane, and there's people replying to them like, no, look at the upload date. This was like 4 years before that episode aired. I can't say definitively that it was stolen. It's speculation.
Seth didn't steal it. Someone who worked for Family Guy stole it. How about that?
Okay. Objection.
Oh, whatever. I request elaboration. Now, that happened on Family Guy. Now, with that being said, you shoving buddies
playfully like they're all good pals. Oh, look, there we go. Oh, look at them jostling each other around. Oh, they give each other a hard time, but they're friends.
Is that a real show?
No, it's somebody's making a joke. Forget it.
With something so brief as that, we're just curious. How did that job went, and what was the direction like, and how long did that take to wrap?
So I was doing Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh, and I got a text saying, hey, will you do this? I knew the casting director a little bit, so she called up, I guess, was it 4 or 5 actors, and will you be a shoving buddy on Family Guy? I of course. I want to be on Family Guy. And we went to, it was 20th Century Fox in a soundstage, and there was Seth and the director, and they just said, go, and we're just push each other. Like you want to get in front of the camera. And that was it. That was like, I don't know, I was there maybe an hour.
And it's the segments where it's coming up at the bottom of the screen, like the advertisements,
right, the promos,
like, Tuesdays on Fox, shoving buddies, and it's like, or it's like, Good Morning America, and they're smiling with their mugs and awkwardly standing there. So it's actually him at the bottom of the screen, no cartoon.
So I'm going to find that on YouTube tonight. You go YouTube Handi Quack, and you tell us what you think that they steal it.
No, I'm definitely going to do that.
Thank you so much, Dave.
In 2011, you were in 10 episodes of Mr. Sunshine, playing Dave the mascot. I haven't seen the series, but looking at the like clips,
nor should you.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Oh my God.
So, well, I was gonna say you look like a fun, like reoccurring character on there.
Yeah, that was fun. Sure.
You know what? We don't even have to talk about that. We
can. I was the angry, bitter mascot. That was fun. It was super fun.
What's fun to me about that, because there's an angry, bitter mascot in Blades of Glory, the one at the end. Remember, he catches on fire, he's going all over the place. Not at the end, but
yeah. Well, I mean, we usually ask why shouldn't we watch it?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, it's not the greatest show.
Oh, okay. That's Matthew Perry, right?
That is Matthew Perry.
Okay.
From Friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was pretty recent. Man, that's crazy because I saw the previews for it. It looked like it was.
I mean, maybe you'll disagree with me.
That's a possibility.
I'll watch it. We'll see.
Watch it. Watch a couple.
Yeah.
That was fun. So I've known Matthew when I was 21. He was 17. We were in an improv group together. Mm-hmm. So we remained friends. And he said, "Hey, play the mascot in this thing." I said, "All right." So it was really fun just to go to work with my friend and work with the other people. Allison Janney is on that show.
Was he happy with it?
Matthew?
Yeah.
I think he was. I think it was his first. It was his like comeback to network television.
Mm-hmm.
He was happy. He loves sports, so any way he can get sports into a show or anything like that, or to have like athletes come and do guest stars and stuff like that. I think he wished it went, a second season, but it did not.
I'm gonna look that up too now. Now, more recently in 2020, you were in 2 episodes of Hank Azaria's show, Brockmire. You also popped up in Free Agents.
Yes.
Story of my life. And Imagine That. And like we mentioned before, are you guys acquainted, or is this just happenstance? These things are happening.
So Matthew and I were in an improv group.
Correct.
And then we used to have a poker game. And Hank used to play in that poker game.
Oh,
so I think, I was 21, Hank was 22, 23. We just, Richard Kind, you know who Richard Kind is?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
He was in that poker game. And
was Tobey Maguire there? Because I've heard
he's a fabulous guy. He's a fabulous guy.
Oh, that's not a bad Richard Kind impression.
Thank you.
Impressions now?
Yeah, you said you knew Richard Kind, but you just caught yourself in a lie.
I did not know him. I didn't know you can do an impression though.
Kind of.
I see.
No, I just lost my damn train of thought. No, I had a follow up, and
Richard Kind is one of the funniest people ever. Still is.
He looks like he's an extremely nice person too.
Yeah, he's super nice.
And I bet Hank Azaria has the best poker face ever.
I don't know about that.
That's
wow.
racist.
Because he does characters so well, so he could just play a guy that doesn't have a good hand.
That's fucking what you mean.
I guess that's true. We were playing in that for so long, and it was super fun. But yeah, we were all very close friends. We still are friends
for years.
That's cool. Does Hank Azaria do voices? Just is he trying them out in real life?
So when we started playing poker, he just got. So The Simpsons was first a cartoon on the Tracy Ullman show way back when. So it's when he first got that. So I was there when he first got The Simpsons.
Wow.
Yeah, he was always. His characters were hilarious around the poker table. Most that you could not do, in public.
Yeah.
But they were just hilarious.
Oh man, I would love to be a fly on the wall in that poker game.
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit's whack. Like you can't do that.
What I always call our guy, not me.
Sorry, I told myself in my head I'm going to commit to what I'm about to do, and then it came out, and I committed a little too hard. I will cut that. Okay. Cut that. All right, go ahead.
No, I'll see you.
Yep. Most recently, you did voice work for the upcoming DC League of Super Pets. What was that like going in and doing just voice work for such a big production like that?
That was super cool. Also, very easy. I have a couple of scenes in that movie. One scene is just me and The Rock. Unfortunately, The Rock is not with you when you do that. So you just go into the studio and you say every line 3 times, different ways, and then they either go great or they tell you a different way to do it, and that was pretty much it. It's pretty quick.
You're if I remember right, were you a corgi?
I am a corgi, yes.
Are you comfortable with giving a preview of your corgi voice?
It's really basically my voice, just a little different.
Oh, cool. That's what I was wondering what direction you went with it. A corgi is a small little dog, right?
Yeah.
That should
That
be,
was the
that should
Are
funny.
you going to keep emasculating him?
No,
He's trying to get away from it.
No,
and
I'm
you're
just
like, no.
I'm appreciating the dichotomy of the
If you watch the old trailer, there's a new one now about Batman, but the old trailer, I'm prominently featured in the trailer.
What is new with you, fellow normal dog?
I bit the FedEx guy the other day.
Who was he working for? General Zod? The Legion of Doom?
FedEx.
Of course, the Federation of X's. Not to be trusted.
What is taking my owner so long?
Before we say goodbye, are there any parting words that you'd like to leave the audience with?
You know, just do what makes you happy. We don't know how much longer we have on this shithole planet. So do what you can.
Awesome.
He's right. This is a shithole planet.
Always a
But it's our
pleasure.
shithole.
I hope we do this again.
Me too.
At least once a year. This is very
Yeah,
fun.
for sure. I love it, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Sometime. Well, it's a shithole world. We got to do this in person sometime. I'm bringing the vodka.
Absolutely.
You really are a yes man now. Just everything. Yeah, you can bring it.
All right, Peter. Thank you so much, man. We
Lockdown
hope
is
you
over.
really do feel better. I hope you don't die. He does, so it's a coin flip, but I hope you stay alive, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Next moment with you.
Take care, man. Have a good night.
Take it easy, man.